Hi, and welcome back to Old School Blues Guitar. It is time for the classic electric blues solo lesson for the months of January through March 2020. I've taken quite a break here and to recharge my batteries and work on some other projects, but I've got a whole gob of new material to go over, probably several years worth. And we'll start off here with a really simple but cool solo from Jimmie Rodgers, and it's from his tune called "The World Is in a Tangle" from the early 1950s. And this is a great Jimmie Rodgers tune. It's a simple solo, but it's got some kind of complicated single string runs and some really neat ideas in it. Now, if you want to play just like Jimmie Rodgers, you're going to have to drop your flat pick and use your fingers, your thumb and your first finger. And what he does is he keeps the bass going in the country blues style with the thumb. And I'm pretty sure he's got a thumb pick on and a finger pick, maybe not. I tried to find some more recent videos of him playing to see exactly how he picks, but they rarely zoom in on the right hand enough for me to really tell. I'm going to play it right now with a flat pick, and then we'll work on the treble notes, and then I'll show you how you mix in the bass notes if you want to play it the real Jimmie Rodgers way. So anyway, we're in the key of E, and the solo, the first verse of the solo goes like this. Something like that. Now, if you're playing it the real way, you've got to keep the bass thumping. Like that. And that's the authentic Jimmie Rodgers song. But if you got a second guitar player, especially maybe playing the shuffle on the low end, then you wouldn't necessarily need to play like that. Depends on what you want to do. But just to let you know, Jimmie Rodgers is playing with using his right hand thumb and finger together. So that first lick, now the original tune is in the key of F. So to sound just like the record, you got to put a capo on the first fret. Whether it was actually played in F, I don't know, or if he tuned down, don't know. But for me to play along with the record, I put the capo on the first fret. I'm going to show you in the key of E, so we don't have to use the capo. So that first lick, that is an E 7th lick. This is a second position E bar chord. And so if we get the first string at the 7th fret and the second string at the 9th fret, we've got an E. If we move that 1, 2, 3, we've got an E7. So he's going, and he's going to this shape. Double stop with my first finger on the 9th fret of the first string, second finger on the 10th fret. And just move that same shape to the 7th and 8th frets. And it sounds to me like he ends it with the open first string. Again. Now on that last one, something like that, or you could do it, Jimmie Rodgers would do this sometime. Listen to the original recording, check my tab. From there, what I think is he's going to an A7. He's playing something like this. He's just doing a little riff over that A7th chord. I started out just by habit thumping the open A string, which is what you would be doing if you were playing the finger picking style. So we're just walking the 3rd to the 2nd fret, playing right over an A7. Something like that, and then he's going to go. Something along those lines, where he's playing that same 3 double stop positions, but he ends up that phrase staying here instead of getting the open one. So let's play the whole thing so far just on the treble strings. 3, 4. Then right here, it's going to go to a B7th, first position B7th chord. And I think he's playing the open 5th and then dropping the chord in on top of that. Something like that. And then he's going to go to this run. Really cool single string run, and we're playing there basically over the 4. So I'm sliding from the 5th fret to the 6th fret on the 3rd string, and then getting the 5th fret of the 2nd string. Then I'm walking chromatically 7, 6, 5 on the 1st string to the 3rd fret, and then doing that hammer on the 2nd fret, 1st string. So the whole thing. That's the lick that I hear. And again, he's got the thing going with the bass. Put the pick in my mouth. Where you're playing the thumb bass at the same time as you're doing that. He'd be playing over the 4, so you'd be hitting the open 5th string there. And then he goes into another lick. To wrap it up. So the whole thing right there from the 4 he goes to the B7th. Something like that. Can't remember how he does that B7. Something like that. He picks it, maybe starting from the open 2nd string. Something like that. So let's do the whole solo, and I'll try to play it really slow. Again, I have it all tabbed out in case I misremembered any part of it. As with a lot of these solos and fills and licks, sometimes the band covers up what the guitar is playing, and so I'm just filling it in with what logically makes sense based on Jimmie Rodgers' other tunes. At one point I thought maybe he played this part over the 1st position bar chord, but I found some videos of Jimmie Rodgers playing at the Chicago Blues Festival where he definitely played it over the A7 shape, 1st position A7. But other than that, you know, this is my idea of how he played this. So I think I'm pretty close. So let's start out the solo again. We're just going to play the treble notes. Something pretty close to that. I may have changed it a little bit there at the end. I'm trying to remember exactly what he plays. Not sure. You can do a lot of variations on that single string run, especially over the E. And if you listen to Jimmie Rodgers' slow tunes, like In the Evening and World is in a Tangle and songs like that, he has a lot of variety playing in that E position, these single string runs that he does. So anyway, that is what I think the solo is for Jimmie Rodgers, The World is in a Tangle. Kind of an old school Chicago blues tune, one of his early songs. And I still love that Jimmie Rodgers style, the double stops with the single strings and then playing over the 4. He was a really cool guitar player. So there's my classic solo lesson from January through March 2020. I'll be back again in 3 months with another classic solo lesson. See you then.